bro.
Later reunion.
It's been how long?
No, this is the movie.
Alright, so we're going to be doing a pickleball net today, and it's pretty cool because we're going to just be using some hardware supplies, some steel cable, and some greenhouse mesh, which is used to block out a lot of the extra sunlight. It's very economical and holds up really well in the sun, so it should work out really well. So follow along and see how it comes out. I have a jig set up in my vise to bend some round bar into a few hooks, and we'll just get these bent, cut, and cleaned up. Links to all the dimensions will be found in the description under the video, so check them out if you're interested. So I'm just going to be using my 2x72 inch belt grinder to clean up the hooks, get them ready for welding. So of course you don't have to have a sight laser to do a net, but I thought since I had one, could work out really well, and it'll ensure that the net is perfectly level going across. So I think it'll just be very pleasing and make the game a little fairer. Alright, so now we established our level point of here, so then we'll know when we go over there and get it level that where it references will be exactly the same height.
What do you do if you don't have one of these?
For the most part, I would assume most courts are going to already be pretty level, so you should be able to measure up from the ground and it'll be very close. You could always put a string line on top of your cable and check it, like the little levels that hook on string lines, and you could check the level. So I'm going to just be running a 6013 3/32, and those run pretty well around 60 amps, and I'm just going to be welding some hooks onto the post. There are some other options, but for me that's the most convenient. Of course you could drill holes and thread in one of those threaded bolts that have a hook on it. For me it's just simpler to weld it. Alright, so because of how our situation is, we're going to put it about 32 inches down, and that should keep us off the ground in the court just by a little bit. We'll weld the next hook. Alright, so we're just doing the same thing as on the other side. From the center of the court to the top of the line, it's 36 inches, but there's allowed to be a little bit of sag, so down to I think it's 34. So we're assuming that the cable will sag just a little bit. And then we're putting the bottom cable at 32, and now we'll just keep it a few inches off the ground, but it should work out really well, hopefully. So just put a mark here and we'll get the hooks put on. So I decided to use the steel cable because you can put a lot of tension on it and you'll be able to keep it really straight and there won't be much sag in it. It'll also last much longer than most any of the ropes or things you could use left out in the sun and rain and all. All right, perfect. So this here is plasticized, but where you put on the connectors, you're supposed to remove the sizing so it doesn't slide, especially if you're putting it under high loads. This isn't necessarily under a whole lot of load, but it's best practice to remove that. So one thing that's important when working with steel cables is they always say never saddle a dead horse. And so this is your dead end since it's not connected. this is your dead end, and then this piece will always go on top. And so that way you ensure the proper strength is achieved. Pickleball, of course, is a very fast-growing sport that has become very popular nowadays, and it's really amazing when you can convert something like a basketball court into a pickleball court and be able to quickly take down or put up the nets and just have 2 sets of lines painted on the court so that it gives you the versatility of playing pickleball as well as basketball or whatever else the court was made for. Under a whole lot of load, so now we'll just tighten it down. So right here now we're just able to turn the turnbuckle, and you'll see we'll be putting tension on the cable. We can do that from both sides. You can definitely feel the tension. If you don't have strong enough existing posts, you'll probably have to add some posts in, and I'd recommend to cement them in quite well because this is under a good bit of tension.
Alright, so one of the things that we ran into is when we're using a double mesh, is it's a little bit too thick, and so you can't see through to whether you're getting it inside of the opposite boxes on serves and all of that kind of stuff. And so what we're just going to do is cut this in half so it's a little bit more transparent. You do want a material that you can see through just so you're able to play the sport at the how it's meant to be played. And so we're going to go ahead and take this, double it in half, use some scissors and cut it, and then we'll just have one thick, which is, as you can see, transparent enough to be able to see on your serves and your returns sort of where the ball's landing.
So we're just using zip ties to attach the net material onto the cables, and that seems to work out quite well. You could of course sew it or other methods, maybe glue, but it seemed to work out just fine with the zip ties. We're at 33 and about a half inch. Alright, we're just using a tool to get a little more tension than we can get with our fingers, so we'll give it a few turns and then we'll check out how it measures. 34 here. Alright, so we've got it all put up. We're just getting some of the final tie downs finished up. It's quite hot now, so we'll try it out a bit later. So it was a whole lot of fun putting up the pickleball net, and I learned a lot, and everything seems to work out great. It's been there a while now, and it's of course my first time to play pickleball, so I'm not particularly all that great at it, but I've had a whole lot of fun playing around, and definitely looking forward to spending more time out there on the court. So you guys have a great one. I hope you found this extremely helpful.